días, amigos y amigas. Bienvenidos a RBC Internacional. Mi nombre es Mara Carranza de Amlo Visión. Y hoy yo vengo a ustedes porque me invitaron los administradores de este canal y de el señor Ricardo Belmont Casinelli, que es su fundador. Hello, everybody. My name is Mara Carranza, and I am working with RBC International, and I am going to be translating the most relevant parts of the morning conference from the Mexican President Andrés Manuel Lopez Obrador. And today, the conference was regarding what's happening in Bolivia and what Mexico was going to do regarding the asylum that was being requested. Okay, so here we go. All right, so we'll start the video here.
Ahora sí, ya terminamos con el tercer tema.
So the president says, now we've ended with the third matter.
Y viene la postura sobre los sucesos de Bolivia.
And so we're going to be going into what our position is over what's happening in Bolivia.
La posición del gobierno la va a dar a conocer.
And the position will be given to you, our position will be given to you by Marcelo Ebrard.
Marcelo Ebrard, secretario de Relaciones Exteriores.
So he's the Secretary of Foreign Relations.
Con su permiso, señor presidente, muy buenos días a todas y a todos.
So he just said hello to everybody and thanks to Mr. President.
Bueno, me referiría yo a los acontecimientos del día de ayer. En primer lugar, señalando.
So he says, I'm going to refer to what happened yesterday. First of all, signaling out
Que lo que ayer se produjo lo consideramos un golpe.
And we're letting you know that we considered that to be a coup.
¿Por qué?
And he said, why?
Como ustedes saben, se dio a conocer un reporte de la Organización de Estados Americanos.
As you know, there had been a report from the United States that was made known
En relación al reciente proceso electoral.
relating to the recent electoral process.
Después de ello, el presidente Evo Morales propuso que se realizaran nuevas elecciones.
And after that, the president, Evo Morales, requested that there be new elections. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put that back on.
Cosa que el gobierno de México vio muy bien.
And that is something that Mexico looked upon very favorably. Excuse me, sorry.
Como supongo yo la mayor parte de la opinión pública.
As I suppose also would be the majority of public opinion.
A fin de resolver por vía de unas elecciones los diferentes.
To bring to an end the referendums.
Existentes. Posterior a ello, el ejército de Bolivia.
But after that, the military army of Bolivia
Pidió la renuncia del presidente.
asked for the president to renounce his post.
Y el presidente Evo Morales
And the president, Evo Morales,
resolvió presentar su renuncia
decided or resolved to present his renouncement of his position
para evitar una guerra civil.
in order to prevent a civil war.
Por consiguiente, es un golpe,
But because of that, it is considered a coup,
porque el ejército pidió la renuncia del presidente.
because it was the military that demanded or asked for the president to be removed from his office or to give up his seat.
Y eso violenta el orden constitucional en ese país.
And that violates the constitutional order of that country.
Esos son los hechos.
These are the acts that have occurred so far.
Habría que decir que en consecuencia
So one would have to say that as a consequence,
la postura que México ha definido y
the position that Mexico has defined
define el día de hoy
finally at the end of today
es de reivindicar, demandar
to
el
revindicate and demand
respeto al orden constitucional
that the constitutional order be respected
y a la democracia en Bolivia.
and democracy in Bolivia.
Esa es la posición que México quiere hacer valer.
And that is the position that Mexico wants to make worthwhile or active.
Por supuesto que haremos valer el derecho de asilo.
But of course, we are going to honor his right to asylum.
Que México siempre no solo lo ha promovido,
Because Mexico has not only always promoted this,
sino lo ha ejercido
but also it has exercised it
en las muy diferentes circunstancias históricas
under very many different circumstances historically
que caracterizan a nuestra política exterior.
that characterize our foreign politics.
Vamos a solicitar en consecuencia también reunión urgente de la Organización de Estados Americanos,
But we're also going to solicit a meeting and reunion with the United States organization,
porque a pesar de la gravedad de los acontecimientos, lo que
because despite of the gravity of the things that have occurred,
hubo ayer frente al pronunciamiento militar,
that occurred yesterday after the pronouncement of the military
y las operaciones policiales,
and the police operations,
fue el silencio.
their response was silence.
Y el primer y esencial artículo que fundó la Organización de Estados Americanos
And what the most important and first order that was founded by the Americans, United States, for this organization was
es la defensa de las libertades y la
the defense of liberties and democracy.
democracia. ¿Cómo entonces se puede guardar silencio frente
So how then can they keep silent when we're faced with
a
these
acontecimientos de esta gravedad?
activities of this gravity?
Por consecuentemente, vamos a demandar hoy, proponer
So consequently, today we are going to demand
que haya una reunión urgente de la
and propose that there be a urgent meeting
Organización de Estados Americanos
with the Organization of the United States
para pronunciarse sobre ello.
so that they can pronounce themselves over this situation
Y para ejercer lo que la carta de la organización
and to exercise what the letter of that organization
señala.
signals out. In other words, what they have said was their, what's the word for that? Like their main thing that they do. I'm trying to think when we used to say this somewhere at work. It's like the main core of the organization. So they're supposed to be defending human rights and democracy.
Proteger las libertades
And to protect liberties,
y la democracia en los países miembros.
to protect democracy and liberties in its member countries.
Respecto a la relación con Bolivia,
So, in regards to the relations with Bolivia,
pues estaremos muy pendientes de los acontecimientos del día de hoy y de
and we will be observing what is going to be happening as of today,
qué tipo de gobierno se configura,
as to what type of government is going to configure itself.
porque como ustedes saben se dieron no solo la renuncia del
Because, as you know, they did not only cause the president to resign,
presidente, sino del vicepresidente,
but also the vice president,
de ministros, de
their ministers,
senadoras y senadores,
senators, male and female,
y también de diputados y diputadas.
and also the deputies.
Entonces, no existe una previsión constitucional
So there is not a provision constitutionally written,
hasta donde llega nuestro conocimiento,
or at least that we know of,
para el caso de que el ejército exija la renuncia del presidente en turno.
in which a military can demand a president to leave his office.
Es decir, se entró en un terreno no previsto en la Constitución. Hay una
So that means we entered into a territory that had not been foreseen by the Constitution
interrupción del orden constitucional. México, por supuesto,
as to what would be constitutional and not constitutional. So Mexico
no vería con buenos ojos ningún tipo de gobierno
Mexico could not be in agreement with any type of government
que no emane de un proceso electoral legítimo.
that does not come forth from a political electoral process that is legitimate.
Esta es la postura de México,
And this is the position that Mexico takes.
y además agregaría yo que estamos muy atentos porque tenemos 10,000 con
And also, I want to add that we are being very attentive because we have 10,000 people that reside and are co-citizens in Bolivia.
nacionales que viven en Bolivia, y la instrucción que tiene nuestra embajada y el consulado que tenemos
And so the instruction of our embassy and our consulate is
actuar diligentemente para protegerles
to act diligently in order to protect them
frente a cualquier situación de emergencia que puedan confrontar.
when we come across any situation which they might confront, which could injure them,
Sea hoy o los próximos días.
whether it be now or within the next few days.
Esta es la postura de México
So this is the position Mexico is taking,
y es la que daremos a conocer hoy también en la Organización de Estados Americanos.
and that is what we are going to say today at the meeting with the Organization of the United States.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm only going to make it this brief here, but I do want to let you know that there was a second video that came out later in the day where they in fact found, let me see, it's going to open up right now.
Buenas tardes, gracias.
Okay, so the concierge Obrador, the foreign affairs secretary, is going to be talking about what sorry, I don't mean to have all that on there, but anyway, so he's going to be discussing the Evo Morales soliciting political asylum, in Mexico. So here goes.
Por acompañarnos a todas y a todos ustedes. Procedo a comunicarles lo siguiente.
So I'm proceeding to communicate with you the following.
Latinoamérica ha sido testigo en su historia de lamentables
So Latin America has been seeing these things in its history.
Y violentos acontecimientos en los que el orden constitucional
So there have been some violent happenings in which constitutional order
se rompe
has been broken. Excuse me.
y autoridades democráticamente electas
And authorities that had democratically been elected
se ven obligadas a abandonar todo para proteger su vida y su
are forced to abandon everything to protect their life
seguridad.
and for security.
En numerosas ocasiones,
In
la
numerous
iniciativa
occasions, the initiative
o con la participación de las Fuerzas Armadas
or with the participation of armed forces
que tienen como encomienda principal proteger precisamente
that are supposed to be commended as their principal duty to protect
el orden democrático.
the democratic order.
El derecho internacional reconoce que un individuo puede solicitar a un
The international order recognizes that an individual could solicit
Estado del que no es nacional
from a state of whom he is not a national
como consecuencia de situaciones que surjan
as a consequence of situations which may surge
en aquel estado de su nacionalidad
in that state of his nationality
el reconocimiento como asilado.
and be recognized as having asylum.
México se ha caracterizado por su tradición en materia de protección a
Mexico has characterized itself by its protection
asilados
of people with asylum
a lo largo de su historia.
on its long history.
Se ha mostrado como un estado incluyente y solidario
It has demonstrated itself to be an inclusive and solidarity state
cuyas puertas han estado abiertas para quienes han
whose doors have remained open for those whom
tenido la necesidad de abandonar sus países
have had the need or necessity to abandon their countries
por persecución política
due to political persecution
y otras causas.
and other causes.
Dos ordenamientos en el marco jurídico internacional
Two orders in the international judicial order
sustentan el otorgamiento de asilo.
Substantiate the giving of the asylum.
La Convención sobre Asilo de La Habana de 1928
The Convention of the Asylum of Havana, 19. It sounds like he said 18.
y la Convención sobre Asilo Diplomático
And also the Convention of Asylum, Diplomatic Asylum,
firmada en Caracas en 1954.
that was signed in Caracas, Venezuela in 1954.
La legislación mexicana también
And Mexican legislation also
reconoce el otorgamiento del asilo político en su
believes and recognizes the granting of asylum, political asylum,
ley sobre refugiados
for people that are asking for refuge
protección complementaria y
with complementary protection
asilo político de 2011.
of political asylum of 2011.
Les informo que hace unos momentos recibí una llamada del
I inform you that a few moments ago I received a call from
presidente Evo Morales
the president of Bolivia, Evo Morales,
mediante la cual respondió a nuestra invitación y
through which he responded to our invitation,
solicitó verbal y formalmente
where he solicited verbally and formally
asilo político en nuestro país.
a political asylum in our country.
En términos de la legislación vigente,
And due to the terms of the current law,
la Cancillería mexicana, previa opinión de la Secretaría de Gobernación,
so the Secretary Concierge will ask for the Secretary of Government,
en voz de la ministra Olga Sánchez Cordero,
who's now under the care of Olga Cordero,
ha decidido concederle asilo político al señor Evo Morales,
and they have decided to grant political asylum to the President Evo Morales
por razones humanitarias
for humanitarian reasons
y en virtud de la situación de urgencia que
and due to the virtue of the emergency situation
se enfrenta en Bolivia,
which is being confronted in Bolivia,
en donde su vida y su integridad corren riesgo.
where his life and his integrity are at risk.
En ese sentido, estoy procediendo a informar al Senado
And due to that procedure, I am continuing to proceed with this formally,
de la República el desarrollo de estos hechos de relevancia
and the development of these acts of relevance
para nuestra política exterior,
for our foreign politics
solicitando su respaldo a esta decisión.
that are soliciting their backing of our backing of this resolution.
Asimismo, procederemos de inmediato a
And in the same way, we will proceed immediately,
informar al Ministerio de Relaciones Exteriores de Bolivia,
and we will also notify the ministers of Bolivia,
cosa que ya hicimos,
something which we have actually already done,
para que bajo el derecho internacional
so that through the international groups,
proceda a otorgar el correspondiente salvoconducto y la seguridad
they will make sure that they get safe conduct and protection,
así como garantías de que la vida, integridad personal
for the life and personal integrity
y libertad del señor Morales
and liberty of Mr. Morales.
no serán puestas en peligro
They should not be put in danger,
y que podrá ponerse en seguridad.
and that he should be placed in security.
Cabe recordar que el primer ordenamiento en materia de asilo data de 1853,
So the first time they did give political asylum was in 1953,
cuando México y Colombia
when Mexico and Colombia,
suscribieron un tratado de no extradición
where Mexico and Colombia signed a document of no extradition
por delitos políticos.
when it came to political crimes.
Nuestra tradición ha sido siempre por la protección de los perseguidos políticos.
Our position has always been for the protection of those that were persecuted politically.
La tradición a la que me refiero también
The tradition to which I refer
tiene como base el artículo 15 de
also has as its base Article 15
nuestra Constitución.
of our Constitution.
Baste recordar que México ha sido tierra de asilo
And you just must remember that Mexico has been a land of asylum
a personajes como Giuseppe
to people like Giuseppe
Garibaldi,
Garibaldi,
José Martí
Jose Martí,
o Víctor Raúl Aya de la Torre.
and Víctor Raúl Ayala de Torre.
El otorgamiento de asilo es un derecho soberano del Estado mexicano.
The granting of asylum is a right of a sovereign Mexican
Que va acorde con sus principios normativos
that goes according to its normal principles
en política exterior
when it relates to foreign politics,
para proteger los derechos humanos
to protect human rights,
y respetar la autodeterminación de los pueblos,
and to respect self-determination of the people,
la solución pacífica de las controversias
the peaceful solution to problems,
y la no intervención.
and to not intervene or non-intervention.
Esta decisión la hemos hecho ya del conocimiento de la Organización de Estados Americanos.
And now this decision we've made with the recognition of the United States organization,
Lo haremos de la Organización de las Naciones Unidas,
and we will do it in the Organization of United Nations,
invocando, de acuerdo a
evoking according to
los tratados y convenciones internacionales,
of treaties and international conventions,
la protección internacional
the international protection
a la vida, la libertad
to liberty, life,
y la integridad de
and integrity
Evo Morales.
of Evo Morales.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much. And that is where we're going to end this video. Thank you very much for watching this channel. This is RBC International. I am Mara Carranza of Amlo Vision, and I am working with Ricardo Belmont Casanelli, and I am going to share with you just a couple of little bits of information here. The book Pastillas para Levantar el Moral, and this is a book which gives you little bits and pieces, kind of like proverbs to lift your morale. And then the other one is the 11 days. Let me see, where's that one at? Okay, here it is. So I'm going to take this one off. Los 11 días del Perú, which is the 11 days of Peru. And I believe he is an excellent writer, a book worth reading, both of these. And you can get them on Amazon, as you can see. They're not very expensive. So please look into this, and please like and subscribe both RBC International and Amlo Vision. This is Mara Carranza signing off, and I hope to see you here soon, and I hope this was easy to understand for you. Thank you very much. Have a great day.